So now we're going to make some of these buttons active. And we can do that. We've got a set of 4 buttons, A, B, C, D, that we can easily set up. And this is a pretty good place to do that. So let's go ahead and go to the A button and say when the A button is clicked, we are going to do some things. First of all, we're going to set the text to A. So this would be the simplest way of filling in the answer text box. So let's go ahead and set the global answer. It's a variable. So we want to find that variable. And we're going to set it. Which variable? Well, we're going to set the global answer that has got some text in it. So let's go ahead and change it to the letter A. So that is what the answer is that they've chosen, and it's going to be compared in the logic of the main part of the program. But we also want it to be visible in that text box that we created. So this text box right here, this answer text, we want to set that to A as well. Let's go ahead and set the answer text to A as well. So this is one of those places where I can copy and paste. So the variable will be set to a value of A, and the answer text box is going to display an A where it used to be blank. There's one more thing I'd really like to do here, and I'm going to do it before I duplicate and do the rest of the buttons. I'm going to make it change color. So that makes the user very aware of which one they've selected, and it grays out the rest. So watch this now. We're going to set the A button, and we're going to set its color. So we're going to set the A button's color. Let me find it here. Background color 2. And we're going to use a color that's going to highlight it. So we can change it to a bright color just depending on what you started. You want a contrast, you want it to be bright. And then we want the rest of the buttons to turn a dull color so that it really stands out. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that right there and say I want the B button's background color to be, and I can set it to a very pale color. And the C button the same, and paste one more, and the D button is also going to change. So it'll be really obvious. This one will light up, the text turns to A, and it's going to make it very nice. So we want to do this for each of the buttons. Once we have one of them done, we can go over here. Notice I've got some errors now. This is a duplicate event handler. So this is about the B button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these around. And it's the B button that is going to be bright, and the letter B is going to be set for the answer to be checked, and the letter B is going to be where the answer text goes. So you can see once you get one of them, very easy to juggle these around and say now the C button is clicked. Change all of that to the letter C. Oops. And then one more. Event handler says there's 2. Now there's just 1. Swapping these out and changing this to D. So let's see if we can get this tested out and see what happens. Okay, so let me pause here. So here I have the emulator running with the very first question I got from Alton Glass here. Went and got his information and copied and pasted it so that we can test this out. You can see the image there. There's the question, what city does Superman save the most? Notice the spaces here really make it easier to read that, so I had to do a little editing. And these are the buttons. So when you click on these buttons, they change what the choice is over here, and they change colors. So that was the purpose of going through all of those different, all that setup there. So I say this is a good place to pause and get you to this point where everything is working, and then we'll get these buttons right here to function as well.